Karan Taurani is with us. He's media analyst and sector vice president, research analyst, media, consumer discretionary and internet at Elara Capital. We also have HP Ranina, senior advocate at the Supreme Court, joining in. Gentlemen, good morning. Great to have both of you here. Thanks very much for your time. Karan, your first thoughts. You're someone who was kind of hoping, and you're writing in various notes, etc., as well, that this should get done. But it's not. It's a binary event, as we were discussing the last time you were on the show, and it's gone the other way. Your first thoughts?
I think it's a big negative for both the companies individually, because I think, there is no respite from the threat of digital media today. Also, this RIL Disney talks, which are kind of moving towards the advanced stages right now, as per reports. Even that will kind of increase competitive intensity in the market. So it's a big blow for both the companies in terms of their functioning, their growth rates, in terms of their ambitions to scale in the M&E industry. There could be various reasons in terms of, why this is, being called off. Of course, one of the reasons was that, Mr. Puneet Goenka wanted to become the CEO MD, and he did give an alternate proposal to Sony. It could be anybody's guess in terms of what their proposal could be. It could be, having somebody else as CEO instead of him. It could be a high non-compete fee. And these are all media reports which are talking about this earlier as well. So I think it's a very big blow individually for both the companies. And I think it's going to take a lot of time for Sony to, come, or rather Zee, to come back at those valuation multiples, what it was historically. Because we had built a lot of synergies, primarily because of, Sony as a company, being an MNC company, bringing a lot of technological expertise into the company, and also driving the overall efficiency in terms of profitability. So it's going to take a lot of time for, Zee, if at all, to come back to the 300 share price, which was there earlier.
Okay, so big blow coming in for Zee, but what are the legal implications of this? HP Ranina, senior advocate at the Supreme Court, is also with us. Mr. Ranina, good morning. Zee is challenging Sony's assertions of breach, contending that its CEO, Puneet Goenka, was even prepared to step down, right, in the spirit of facilitating this merger. What do you see as the next step now legally?
Well, legally, I don't think it depends on Zee whether they want to go into challenge this termination. I don't think they should be advised to do so, but the issue will be of arbitration on that huge amount of $90 million, which is the fee which Sony intends to charge to Zee TV. And on that point, there will be some arbitration. But my view is that apart from Puneet Goenka's being there or not being there, because I think he agreed to step down, the main issue is that Zee has a problem with his books of account, maybe having a problem there. And there may be issues that Sony has taken very serious note of, namely that there may be some related party transactions which have not been cleared up. So I don't know exactly what is the reason for Sony pulling out, because I don't think the issue of the CEO being there is the real issue. The real issue may be something much more than what is apparent. And my feeling is that Zee was asked to clean up his books by a particular date, that is 31st of December 2023. And maybe this has not happened, and therefore this termination notice has been issued. So really we have to see exactly what are the issues, and if these are the issues of books not being written up or not being cleared up, or related party transactions not being reversed, then there could be a serious problem, and therefore Zee will have to then do its own thing and put its house in order. But I think that the deal is off, and Sony, the Japanese company, is not going to give in or give any further extension of time. So things are off. The only issue will be of coming to the settlement of the $90 million claim which Sony has put on Zee.
Well, we'll have to see, Mr. Ranina, then how the legalities work out with regard to this particular case. But Karan, coming back to you, the promoter entity in Zee has a very small stake. But if you look at the top 5-6 shareholders, well, they have more than 30% stake. Is there a possibility they can still try to push through a deal with Sony? And sideline Mr. Goenka? Is that a possibility, or you don't see that as a possibility? Because Mr. Goenka is talking about other possibilities that could come about. Your take?
I think that process is kind of doable, but it is not going to be easy for these shareholders to come together and probably negotiate a deal with Sony. And even for Sony, they've issued a termination notice in public domain, and for them to kind of again change the guidance back and come with shareholders and do something of this sort, it's going to be tough. It is quite legally possible. I'm not a legal expert, but it looks to be kind of possible that with an EGM or something of that sort, they can make some changes. But it's highly unlikely that that kind of an event will pan out. Also, you have to, not forget the fact here that a lot of legal proceedings will come against Zee. So one is, this entire Sony, asking for the termination fee. The second thing is the ongoing proceedings, by the, the creditors of SL Group, clearly Axis Finance and the multiple names IDBI Bank, which were there. Those proceedings will also, kind of go on. Third thing, of course, is they had a contract with Disney as well, where they had acquired the TV rights for the ICC tournaments, and I think even that some advance payment has not been honored. So there could be some legal blow from Disney as well. So a lot of legal proceedings right now, and things are going to look very complicated for Zee as a company.
Karan, thank you very much for being here. Mr. Ranina, appreciate your time this morning as well here on CNBC TV18. And we'll sort of lean on both of you as this Zee Sony story develops, because I mean this deal has fallen through, but I don't think this is the end of the last of what we will hear from both sides with legal implications, etc., as we discussed.